Hey everybody, I'm just going to do a pregnancy update video since I'm almost 31 weeks and I haven't updated you guys on any of my pregnancy so far. I thought I'd let you know what's going on. Um, the first part of my pregnancy is pretty rough because I have gallstones, I have a bad gallbladder, and I had some ultrasounds and some scans done to determine where the stones were and how big they were in the first couple of months. And I was advised that I have surgery to have it removed around 22, 23 weeks. And unfortunately for me, until then, I was supposed to manage the gallbladder pain and the attacks, which I have pretty frequent gallbladder attacks, almost at sometimes 2 to 3 a week. And it's extremely painful for anybody that's ever had to suffer from it. Um, but I had to manage the pain with two different types of pain medication and a stomach pill. It's basically an antacid. Um, so I did that for a while. I got through the pain. I got through the attacks just with the pain pills. And when it came around 22, 23 weeks, time to possibly have the surgery, I live in a small town and there's only one general surgeon in this town, and he didn't want to do the surgery. He said for safety reasons, but my insurance didn't cover the surgery, and unless I had the 10,000 cash, which I didn't, he wanted to wait until the baby got here. So I'm still dealing with that. I just learned to eat a little better and to I'm still managing with pain medication. It's really difficult for me because I've been reassured a million times by them that the pain medication was perfectly safe and that this kind of medication wouldn't have any side effects or any consequences to the baby. So hopefully, I mean, I'm taking the doctor and the nurses and all their words for it, but if anything happens to be wrong with my baby after this, I'm going to be mad. Very mad. Someone's going to hear about it. So hopefully everything is what they're telling me and it is safe medication. I've done the research that I've done just over the internet. It seems like everything should be fine, but it's kind of scary. So I try not to take it very often just because of that. I try to deal with the pain more than anything, and I only take the pain medication as a last resort or as a last resort. My other pregnancies, I didn't even take Tylenol for pain, so it's been difficult. But because of the gallbladder, and just I think this pregnancy's just been different than the other two. It's totally different. It's a lot harder. I had morning sickness all day, every day, the first few months. So I started out before I got pregnant, about 165, 166 at the biggest, about 25 pounds heavier than I wanted to be. But then after getting sick, by the time I went in for my first doctor's appointment, because I couldn't hold any food down, I wasn't eating anything because of the gallbladder and the morning sickness combined, I weighed 146. So they're putting 146 as my starting weight. And last doctor's appointment that I had, everything was great. Everything's been great. Everything's been perfect. The baby's grown completely normal. As I said before, I've chosen not to find out the sex. We didn't want to know what it was, just because I had a daughter, I had a son. I found out with both of them, and both of them, my labors have been induced. So there's not really any surprises with anything. This baby should be induced as well, unless it comes early. So it was just something fun to do, just that surprise in that moment. I just decided I wanted to just have that and to share that with my family and everybody. So I do think it's a boy, though. I just have an instinct that it's going to be a boy. My mom and my grandmother both had a daughter, and then 2 years later a boy, and then several years later another boy. So I don't know why. I've just always felt like I'd have a girl and two boys. Even before this baby was conceived, I always thought that I'd have another son. So I believe it's a boy. Looking at like the 3D ultrasound pictures, I know you can't really tell, but I think it's a boy. So everybody else started saying it was a girl, and then they're pretty convinced, just because of how sure I am that it's a boy. Just so we'll see. We are gonna name the baby River either way. I always like the name River for a boy, and then I thought I like weird names, and I've never heard of a girl named River, so that would be interesting. Um, Last time that I went to doctor, I did my the sugar, the diabetes test that you drink. and that was fine. It came back that I was a little bit anemic, but they say that's kind of normal. I've had that problem all my life. I seem to be kind of anemic. Um, I weighed 150, I want to say 151. Yeah. I had got all the way up to 154, almost 155, and then last month I had a couple gallbladder attacks and got really sick. And I had a cold, which is insane to try and deal with when you're pregnant, because I had a cold, both of my children had a cold, and we all stayed in bed for like 3 straight days, miserable. So I lost some weight, I couldn't eat, and got back down to 151. So I really haven't gained much weight this pregnancy, which has been really weird. It was with my daughter, my first pregnancy. I was on bed rest, and I gained like almost 60 pounds, like a bunch. And with my son, I think I gained 30, 40 something. So this is weird. This is a different pregnancy. I'm only a few years older, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but I got April 16th is our induction date. The reason that we're inducing is because my first child, she didn't come till it was almost 42 weeks, and so I was induced with her. And then my second, I was given the option, since I had been through the induction at 38 weeks, and at 38 weeks, you're ready. You're like, get this baby out of me. I know that's how I felt, and when I was given the option, I said, yeah, let's do it. It's what I was familiar with. And this baby, now I'm just terrified. I've never went into labor. I've always walked into the hospital without any pains, said, here I am, give me an epidural. Like within the first hour, I get an epidural. I don't ever feel any pain. And I just, take a nap for a couple hours and then push a baby out. And that's the way I know how to have babies. And I don't really remember much pain or trauma or drama or anything with my labors, because except for the fact that they're very long. When your labor is induced, it's usually pretty long. My daughter's was 25 and a half hours. My son was 17 and a half. But I'm used to just taking a nap, go and get induced, get your epidural, you don't feel anything, you take a nap, and then someone wakes you up several hours later and says it's time to push the baby out. So that's the way I've done it, and I'm a baby. I'm a crybaby, and I'm scared, and I don't know what it's like for your water to break. I don't know what it's like to go into labor. As exciting as that sounds, I'm terrified. So when given the option to induce again, I said, yes, please, let's do it. And also the fact that it's 39 weeks now. It's not 38 weeks anymore. But at 39 weeks, you're ready to go. You're ready to get the baby out, and I'm totally happy with that. So I prefer not to go into labor in a public place, or to feel contractions, or to have to deal with any of that. So anyway, call me a baby. I know I'm a baby, but April 16th, unless the baby comes before that. And so anyway, I guess I'll show you my belly. I haven't put on a lot of weight, but you can finally tell there's a baby there. I'm still not wearing maternity clothes, but it was like 6.5 months before you could even tell I was pregnant. So finally, at least I actually look pregnant, thankfully. Let's see if I can stand up. Let me turn it down. Okay. That's all we got. That's it. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's a girl or a boy? Somebody asked me today. A lady asked me if I was carrying it like a football or like a basketball. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I just told her it was small. I don't know what it means. So, but luckily, even though my belly's small, the doctor, every time I go in, everything is fine with the baby's growth and development, and there's no problems. Everything looks exactly like it should. So I hadn't figured out how to upload the 3D video. I can't even figure out how to do anything but watch it on my computer. I don't know how to save it to my computer. I can't figure out any of that, any program to get it up there. I have a few of the 3D pictures, but that's all I could manage. So anyway, that's it for 30 weeks. As soon as I have more to update you on, or we get my weeks roll over on Fridays, so on Friday will be 31 weeks, and I will make another video then, unless you guys have any more questions. All right, bye-bye.